Welcome back, accounting boffins out there. Yes, you with your favorite learning program, Matrix Uploaded. The program that's going to ensure that you get that A in accounting. Let's go for it, guys. What are we doing? We're looking at an example of a cash budget. Readwell Bookstores is owned by I'm a Bookworm, and lately she's been experiencing some cash problems. And she hasn't been able to meet her payments on time. So that's serious stuff, guys. What are we going to do? Sometimes her employees had to wait 4 or 5 days past the end of the month. That's not on. And this has resulted in problems where they almost wanted to down tools. So this is serious stuff. She has some serious problems which we need to address and assist her. She realized that planning is vital in order to meet her payments and to solve her problems. She has a few questions that she wants you to answer. So guys, this is now time for you to use your knowledge on cash budgets to try and solve her problems. A cash budget is given to you and you have to work out a few solutions. So there you can see is a completed cash budget, right? Additional information that you have, you're using a fixed monthly stock basis, important for you, fixed monthly stock. So in other words, immediately it rings a bell. What bell does it ring? That my purchases is equal to my cost of sales. Do you remember we alluded to this in the last segment? Yes, guys, watch this. Creditors are paid in full 1 month after the purchase of the stock. Important. So it means if you bought in January, you are paying in February. Cash sales are expected to be 50% of total sales. So your sales breakdown is 50% cash, 50% on credit. Do you see how important it is to read the information so that you know exactly how to answer your questions? All workers are given equal pay, and we are employing 18 workers in January. The loan that we took was from Copyright Bank, and it will be taken out on the 1st of February. The first question says, calculate the cash on hand on the 31st of March 2010. Let's go and look at the cash budget. So in other words, this is what we have here. This is what we need to now calculate. Okay? So let's do the calculation. You would start off by taking your surplus, which is 216,800. Where did we get that from? Let's look at the question. Here goes, guys. You would take your total receipts minus your total payments, okay? And that would then give you your surplus for that month, which was 216,800. Now remember, you take your opening bank balance, and very important, where will you find this opening bank balance? Watch here. The closing bank balance of the last month, that one there, becomes your opening balance of the next month. Very important. Let's just further illustrate here. The closing bank balance became your opening bank balance. Got it? So your closing bank balance for February becomes your opening bank balance for March. Very simple to follow. And therefore, your answer would now be, we had a surplus of 216,800, but we had an overdraft at the beginning of the month of 346,900. Therefore, our closing bank balance is still an overdraft of 130,100. Got that, guys? Great. Let's move on. Comment on the purchasing policy for stock. Right. Let's look at the cash budget and see what information can we glean from it to make us sure that we understand. If you look at your payments, nowhere in your payments here does it talk about cash purchase of trading stock. No mention is made. Therefore, watch this here. The question says, comment on the purchasing policy for stock. What can you say? All purchases are on credit. What's my reason for stating that? As there is no provision for cash purchases on the budget. Okie dokes. Calculate the value of the purchase for February. Obviously, looking at your budget, what will you see? Notice in your budget, you would find when you're looking at the amount here, payments to creditors, you paid them 800,000 in March. So clearly, this was the amount that was purchased in February. So there goes. Calculate the value of purchase for February is 800,000. Okay. What is the percentage markup on costs for February? Remember what we said? Cash sales was 640,000. So therefore, my total sales will be 1,280,000. We know we're using fixed base stock. Therefore, if we use the 800,000, which we purchased, this 800,000 also becomes my cost of sales. Hence, if we take sales minus cost of sales, which will give me a gross profit of 480,000. Watch my calculation. Gross profit over cost of sales times 100 over 1, and therefore you find a markup of 60%. Clearly, guys, what is important for you to note here? You need to know that 1, sales minus cost of sales is gross profit. Your sales was 1,280,000 minus your cost of sales of 800,000, which gave you a profit of 480,000 GP. Now we're calculating the markup. 480,000 over my cost of 800,000 gives me my markup of 60%. That's it, guys. This is how you go about doing your calculations. But don't stray or go away, because we are back in a jiffy with Matrix Uploaded.